What's up, sports fans? I'm KC James with this NBA playoff special report. And you know how I do it. I give you the 411 and I keep it real. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Well, the NBA playoffs are in full effect, and we'll break down all the action that's happened in both the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference in what I like to call the real NBA season, because the playoffs are all that. It's win or go home. We'll start in the Western Conference with the NBA's best team, and that's the Golden State Warriors. Like I've said for so long, these are not your father's Warriors. This team is on a mission. They are focused, they are hungry, and they handled their business as they broke out the broom on the Pelicans, winning on Saturday 109-98 in Nolens to take the Pelicans out, and the Warriors move on to the second round. As to be expected, nobody's surprised, but the real story in this series was not them sweeping in Game 4, but how they won Game 3, coming back from 20 down in the fourth quarter, a miraculous comeback capped off by a ridiculous, insane three-point shot from the corner by Stephen the Witch Curry to tie the game and send it into OT. That capped that incredible comeback. And once that went into OT, you knew the Pelicans were D-U-N, and they didn't have anything left in the tank because the Warriors had ripped that young team's heart out. As Golden State was able to snatch victory from defeat, the Pelicans came from ahead to lose. The wheels came off. You can use any scenario you want. But the Warriors winning that Game 3, and then they went on to handle their business in Game 4, the sweep, and now they go on to the second round, and they'll await the winner of the Portland-Memphis series. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that'll be Memphis against the Warriors in round 2. And let me put what the Warriors did in the first round in historical perspective for you. Of course, we know this team won 67 games. Only 9 other teams in the history of the association won that many games. 7 of those 9 went on to win the NBA title. But the Warriors sweeping the Pelicans in a 7-game series was the first time the Warrior franchise has swept a 7-game series since 1975. You know what happened in 1975, right? The Warriors won their only NBA title, and they did it by sweeping the then Washington Bullets in the finals. The Warriors were led by Rick Barry back then, blah, blah, blah. This Warrior team, that could be an omen of things to come because they are purged and ready to win a championship this year. We'll see what happens as the playoffs go along. I mentioned Memphis and Portland. Memphis leads that series 3-0 as they went up to Portland and won on Saturday. Surprising a little bit. I thought the series would be a little closer. I picked Memphis to win it, but it looks like they may even pull the broom out on Portland too. The Blazers are a bit banged up. No Wes Matthews. They have guys playing injured, guys really trying to just step up, like, like Aaron Aflalo, and Nicholas Batum has come back from injury. He did have 27 the other night. But the Blazers aren't getting the kind of play from their 2 all-star players in LaMarcus Aldridge and Damian Lillard that they need. And Memphis has really just got it done defensively. They are locking down on Portland, and it doesn't look like the Blazers have an answer. I like, as I said, I like the Grizzlies in the series, and they'll probably win in 5. Portland may win a game. The other 2 series in the West, you look at the one that I really thought would be a great series, and it actually has been pretty solid, and that's the Clippers and the Spurs. Now, the Clippers had their chance. They win Game 1. They were up in Game 2 after they came back, had the ball, 35 seconds left, 2-point lead. You need a good shot. You can go to the free throw line. Blake Griffin, who had a monster game, a horrible turnover, trying to do too much, go fancy in between the wickets, and he lost it. The Spurs come down, they tie, and then Chris Paul had a chance to win it. Missed that jumper, a tough shot with Tim Duncan right there on him. That game goes OT, and you knew right then, once it went OT, that the Spurs would handle their business because the Clippers gave them life. They had a chance, but they didn't put the knockout punch in because the Spurs are sort of like cockroaches. They will not die. You got to kill them. And the Clippers had a chance to kill them and didn't. The Spurs went back to San Antonio and won Game 3. They actually put a beat down on the Clippers, winning by 27 points, 173. And now the Clippers got to pull up their bootstraps, and they got to man up and come out and play a big-time game on Sunday. It's not a must-win game, but it's a must-play well game for the Clippers if they want to have any hopes of staying in this series with the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard, NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, had 32 in Game 3 too, because he is all that. The other series in the West is Houston over Dallas 3-0. I'm a little surprised there. I thought Dallas would be able to get at least that first game at home. They weren't able to do it in a shootout as the Rockets won at 130-128. James Fear the Beard Harden, the guy who I think will win the MVP, had a playoff career high 42. And then Dwight Howard, who's starting to get back into the form and what they need him to give, dude put up 26 rebounds in Game 3 in Dallas. Dirk Nowitzki had 34. Monte Ellis missed the shot that could have tied it and sent it into overtime. But at the end of the day, the Rockets have too much, and they've got James Harden, and now that Dwight Howard is starting to play well, the Rockets will probably go ahead and win that series in 5. In the East, like I said with Cleveland, they're just about handled their business against Boston, up 3-0. They'll sweep Boston because they'll win on Sunday and take the Celtics out. But the Celtics had a great season, surprised everybody by making the playoffs. Brad Stevens did a fantastic job coaching, and this good young team has got a lot of talent, a lot of draft picks, and they will be heard from in the East in the future. It was Brooklyn getting a win at home and cutting into Atlanta's 2-0 lead. That series is now 2-1 as Brooklyn won at home 93-81 on Saturday. Brook Lopez had 22 points, so Brooklyn has gotten back into that series, but the Hawks still have too much depth, too much talent, have played too well, and Brooklyn will probably not get another game in that series. Atlanta will go on to win that one. And it was a great game on Saturday as Milwaukee got off the mat, down 3-0 to the Bulls. And then it was Jared Bayless with a buzzer beater layup when Derrick Rose got lost on that out of bounds play. I don't know how that happens, but it did. And Milwaukee lives to play another day as they win 92-90. But the Bulls will take them out in 5 in Chicago on Monday night and get the Milwaukee out of the way so the Bulls can go on to the next round. And the other series in the East that has been surprising is Toronto and Washington. The Wizards just all over the Raptors, leading 3-0 as they went up to Toronto in Canada and won on Friday, and now they lead that series 3-0. I thought this would be a 7-game series. I picked it to go 7 games, but it looks like I'm wrong right there because the Wizards have just outplayed them in every way, every shape. They're getting great play from John Wall, Bradley Beal, Martin Gortat was huge, had 25 the other night, and then Paul the Truth Pierce is still the truth. He's not the same truth, but he's still the truth as he hit a game winner. And he said, that's why they brought me here, to make big-time plays in big games. He did that, and the Wizards lead that series, and they're going to go on to win that series. So if you look at what's happened so far in the playoffs, the Warriors sweep. The Rockets are about to sweep. The Grizzlies also up 3-0 have a chance to sweep. And the Spurs lead the Clippers 2-1. In the East, Milwaukee got off the mat to win, but it's still the Bulls leading 3-1. The Cleveland Cavaliers about to sweep at Boston, handle the Celtics and get them out of the playoffs so they can move on. The Raptors and the Wizards, that series, again, 3-0 for the Wizards, and it's Atlanta 2-1, and they'll go ahead and handle the Brooklyn Nets. So the playoffs pretty much have gone to form like I thought, except for a couple of games, but the teams that are winning are the teams that are better than their opponents. So we'll break it all down for you as we got so much more NBA playoff action coming up because the NBA playoffs are all that. Why? Because it's win or go home. I'm KC James, and you know how I do it. I give you the 411, and I keep it real. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. I'll see you next time right here on the NBA Playoff Special Report.